And we're live.
Good morning. It is 11 a.m. on a Wednesday morning, and that means it is time for Winning Together. I do a live show every single day at 11 a.m., usually right about that time. Sometimes we're a little bit late, but hey, today we're right on time because it's Winning Together, and April keeps me a lot more on a schedule. April, welcome back to Winning Together. It's my favorite show of the week. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite show? Mine is Winning Together. How do you feel about winning together?
I think it's extremely important, and you gotta do it.
Well, you don't have to do it. A lot of people don't do it very well.
That's true. Well, you have to do it to be happy, in my opinion.
You have to do it to win. And someone made a post yesterday about winning and never giving up and things like that. Those things are cliche for a reason, right?
Right.
Well, now this is going to be a weird start to the show. Okay.
All right.
Do you know why most people fail in business? They're married to the wrong person.
Okay.
So if you're hitched to the wrong horse, you're in for a rough ride.
Wow.
Okay, this is winning.
Okay, here we go.
Let's bring it back to a positive note, right? So this is positive. We're winning together, and we've experienced some things. Maybe we are even qualified, maybe, to help somebody in some situation. But I want to talk about something that's very important when it comes to winning together. In sports, today's sports world has become about me.
Yes.
Right? And that is just terrible because team sports should be about a team.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And all of our kids play sports. Last night we went over to Tifton, Georgia, from Douglas, Georgia. Those of you who are watching in other states, trust me, we're in the powerhouse region when it comes to football and baseball in the entire country. So we had some we had to go over to neighboring Tifton, Georgia last night, and boy, did they have a good picture, and boy, did it look like our team was in for a long, rough night last night.
It was a rough start.
So, we're all about winning, and we have a very winning team. I think last year we finished the season 11-3 or something like that
before they cut us off. We had a great start last year. Yes.
We lost some good players. Tifton had some powerhouse pitchers. So I'll just get it started and turn it over to you. You're more the baseball commentator than I am. But when we got there, one of the opposing fans walked up to me.
He commented on my post a little bit ago, and I didn't get him because I was coming here, but You know who you are.
He walked up to me and said, "Are you ready for this beat down we're about to put on you guys?" Mm-hmm. And I just said, yeah, I'm ready. I'm prepared.
At that moment, we thought it was true. So
that was before the game.
Okay.
But in the first inning, our starting pitcher, Justin Swords, made some great pitching, had some great pitching, some errors behind him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we made some mistakes, some errors behind him. Ended up like having to get 5 outs to get the 3.
Right.
He pitched 2 innings. 3 innings.
3 innings. He pitched 3.
Our boy came in and struggled in the beginning. Loaded the bases.
Loaded them up. But
then struck 3 out in a row. And we went through 4 pitchers take over and tell us what happened. We were down. So we were down at 7-0 at one time.
Yes. Errors really killed us. They had no earned runs in the first inning at all. Second inning, they may have had 2, but 7-0, it was looking real bleak. I was like already looking at Billy going, man, this is not what I expected to come here for. And all of a sudden, things started going our way, and the boys kept their composure. They never lost it. When the errors came, they kept cheering each other on, and one by one, it was 7-6 in the third. Is that right? Third or fourth?
7-6 in the in the fourth. So I had given up. I'm just going to be honest.
Well,
7-0.
I had a little bit. I had a little bit,
up.
But now I've been in situations. Unbelievably, Cooper was in one 18-0 and came back to win it. And I know that sounds like the craziest thing ever, but it happens in baseball. One little thing causes it to go the other way. And they started making a few errors. Their pitcher got rattled by a few hits that we had, and it turned the other way. And we ended up leaving a 10-8 winner.
You know why we won? Those boys really like each other.
They do.
and they really play as a team.
They none of them that I've seen so far say, hey, look at me, and that's why it's going to work for them.
It was a team sport without a doubt. I want to just mention the other pitchers because everybody did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Shook.
Oh, we had 5 pitchers last night.
Yeah, we did have 5 pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Help me.
Merritt, we started out with Justin Swords. Trevor came in second. Then we had Merritt Shook. He pitched did
a great job.
An inning, I think. Then Dalen Douglas came in and did a fantastic job for us. And ended with Hayden's Brady Skipper on the mound.
Never pitched in a live game before.
Not since
got the last out of the
long time ago, and he came in a tough spot. 2 outs, 10-8. I think bases were loaded.
They were loaded.
He had to get that out so that they didn't score, and he didn't allow it. And it was an awesome end as well. Yeah, they all did a great job.
The team, and that's what this show's all about, winning together. For those of you who are in different parts of the country watching the show, listen, when I'm telling you that these guys showed us what being a true teammate is all about, that's what they did last night. They took the pressure amazingly well, and they did not give up. They did not quit. They won together.
Yes, they did. And you see them all the way through the game. I don't know who watches me on Facebook that much, but last week we had the where Justin had made the 3 outs and you see Trevor point at him. They just pick each other up all through the game. Somebody makes an error, they go, we're good. We got it, and the next person picks up for them messing up. I just think they have a bright future this year for the team that they are.
Yes, usually I like to inspire and teach young men, but honestly, those guys they taught us something that I think we can all learn from last night, and that's about winning together. Yes. You mentioned it, picking each other up. So in our relationship, mm-hmm. sometimes we joke and have fun, and I'm sure Paul, our producer's got us something that would
even more fun to
talk about at some point. But do I do a good job picking you up, supporting you, giving you encouragement, and is that important?
Oh, it's very, very important, because you're never gonna feel great on the same day. Mm-hmm. I mean, not always, but everybody has their days where they need somebody to say, we're good, it's okay. And you've always said, we've got this. Mm-hmm. When I am more emotional than you, mm-hmm. I am more reactive than you with emotions. Well, yeah, probably that's true. But you always say, we got this, breathe. We got this, even on a very bad day, or maybe it's a day that it's really not that bad, but I think it's bad. Mm-hmm. Or a day that you think's bad and it's really not all that bad. We do try to get each other back, but you're a very good motivator in that area. You are too.
You're a great supporter. So, excuse me. If you're watching, we got quite a few watchers right now. Thank you for viewing. If you will comment, give us a like, give us a share, we would appreciate it. Let us know, in your relationship, be honest with us. Are you being a true supporter? Are you being encouraging? Because it is not productive. You will not be winning at all, much less winning together, if you're always critical. Yes. Sure, there's going to be times when you disagree and you have to voice your opinion, and you need to be able to talk about that, yes, but not in a degrading way.
And I think that we have both grown in that way to just finally say, this is what's bothering me, because mm-hmm. we both tend to close up when we're angry, or close up when we're sad, or maybe close up when we're stressed. And then you think it's something else. Like you read me not being happy one day as something I'm unhappy with you, which is most of the time not the case.
Excellent point.
Thank
you, Matt Privemore, for the comment. That's an excellent point right there. So I'm going to give some advice that we've learned that every couple needs to know. Hopefully you're spending most of your time, or a lot of your time, with your partner. So when bad things come up, it's just a natural tendency to associate that bad feeling with your partner. Mm-hmm. That's not good.
And a lot of things that has zero to do with that.
Nothing at all. So, you need to understand that, that it's not your partner's fault.
Right.
It's not your partner's fault if you had a
bad day.
Yep. And when you go home at night and you've had a bad day, the worst thing you can do is walk in with a negative look on your face or a negative attitude, because then your partner is going to associate you coming home with you having a frown on your face. They're going to not want you to see you come home.
Right. And the best thing to say is, had a really bad day. Give me a minute. Just be honest. I mean, I don't really want to talk right now. Had a rough day. I'm going to sit down, get myself together. It's not you. Nothing's wrong with you. But we all have a hard time doing that for some reason.
Yes, we do. Matt Pridemore, thank you for your comment. Dave Anderson, I'm guessing that's Dave. Maybe it's Tara. They are winning together. They even have the same name on their Facebook page. They share one Facebook page. Dave could really teach us some things, and that's a smart guy that I would love to have on here, Smith. If you'll reach out to Dave Anderson, that guy has an inspiring story, and that I don't know what show we'll put him on, but we coming up soon. Hey, speaking of shows, I'm going to be on the highly acclaimed Connected Through Cars with Jeff Stearns in April. He's very connected to the people who put on the car show at Amelia Island, as well as, and there's some, what he calls concourse. I would say concourses. He called them concourse last night.
Okay.
There's a few around the country where they have, just like Amelia Island, maybe even more so, the really exquisite, high dollar, pristine, restored cars. So hopefully we're going to get a chance to meet some of those people if we have a chance to go, because of the busy spring that we have. So I'm thinking that we need to talk about you know what? Paul wanted us to have a sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by Century 21, April at Century 21. I can't do this show
Paul, he can't help himself. Sorry.
Executive producer, I have to deal with it. Today's show is brought to you by Century 21, actually April at Century 21. And if I had been more prepared, I could tell you what year they actually got started, but it's been a long time ago. But you've only been there a couple of weeks. What part did I miss here?
You skipped the whole part that he told you not to skip.
Where?
Right there.
Baby, I think that's what we just talked about as far as, building each other up.
Okay, that says something totally different, but let's just move on. Let's go.
Okay. I gotta have some reading glasses.
Hey,
Paul. Hey, today's show is brought to you by Murphy Eye Center. And if Dr. Kevin Murphy will please bring me some reading glasses.
3 sets, please, so that we can have them everywhere.
I need one in the airplane. I need one in the studio. I need and one at home. One in the bathroom.
I was about to say, I'd say where you really want it.
Thank you guys for your comments.
So,
moving along.
Here we go.
No attention to Paul's outline.
No.
Paul's time clock. Hey, you just started at Century 21 less than a month ago. You got your first listing within 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks, yes.
Okay. So guys, I want to introduce you to somebody. This is April at Century 21, and she is the best real estate agent I know. And here's why I know this. She's my wife, and I've watched her list a home. We're not going to name any names, but you listed a home within 2 weeks of starting at Century 21.
I did.
And this person, who's a very successful business person here in town, she was very connected to her home.
Yes.
It was very important that the right person represent her and represent her mother who lived in the home.
Yes.
And she chose you. Now, we talked about in the past, and I'll ask you again, is it important to work hard for the person you represent? When you're the selling agent, the listing agent, your client is whom?
The seller.
So you represent the seller.
I represent the seller.
When somebody also comes to you and wants to buy that house, you have to keep in mind you represent the seller. That your job is to help that seller get the most money they can for their house, I would think.
And sometimes you're both. Sometimes you're a dual agent for them. So you have to equally keep their privacy, be loyal, all of those things to them. But you are primarily connected to the seller first, because you definitely met them first.
And so I watched you do this do this entire transaction. And early on, you got some numbers, and you looked at some comps. You had someone look at some comps with you,
Right.
and the original assessment and the original suggested, we'll say, asking price was lower than the seller wanted, right?
Right.
And that's the seller's right. If the seller owns it, they
absolutely.
can list it for twice as much. So you talked to your seller, and you guys decided, ultimately the seller's decision, but to list it for more than the comps in the area.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's some reasons why that house should have been listed for more than the comparable sales in that area?
Well, that's over the last 6 months. The market has changed drastically in the last 6 months with lower interest rates and all sorts of things. But it was just a very desired location. Not very many houses out there like that, 4 bedroom, 3 bathroom. We knew we could get more than the actual comparable price that we came up with.
And I know that you got about $20,000 over, what a lot of the houses in the neighborhood were selling for.
Yeah,
you got 20,000 over.
Actually, I got 30,000 over what it was supposed to be.
Okay, so you got $30,000 more than the comp. So not that the seller would have agreed to this, but had she chosen the wrong the wrong listing agent here, and accepted the advice of the comps, potentially, again, she's too smart for this, but potentially, if you listen to the wrong listing agent, you could lose $20,000 or $30,000 just by simply not having the right agent.
I mean, you can do that from the price and from them not working as hard as they can to sell your house.
So you actually, what do you do to work hard to sell someone's home?
I was doing it before, but posting on Facebook is huge. I mean, making sure that it's out there, making sure people know it's available. I had 4 showings in 2 days on that house.
So when someone lists a home with you, you're going to make sure that home gets maximum exposure.
Right.
Okay. And I noticed you also took some really good pictures of the home. And the pictures matter.
Oh gosh, so much.
So
sometimes you can't get great pictures because people still live there. They are not willing to move things around, but you do the best you can to put the correct ones up there.
Now, this thing sold so fast, I don't even think you had a chance to do it like a walkthrough with, did you?
I didn't have a walkthrough. I didn't even have a sign. I didn't even have my first sign up there.
So, hey, I
wanted to take a picture of it, and I didn't even get one up there because it was too fast.
So if you want to sell your home really, really quickly, get with April. She can sell the home before you even put the sign in the yard. That's a great job. So that was my point right there, is just understanding that it makes a difference who you list with. And you definitely want to choose your agent based on someone who you know is going to work hard for you. Yeah. Now, we talk about synchronicity all the time. And we're not going to mention any names. Again, this is total privacy. If you want to list your home with April, don't worry. We're not going to get on here and blast, put your information out there and say, hey.
I mean, they can get it from QPublic. So,
that's okay.
But we won't say anything.
Yeah, we're going to keep the names disclosed. So many people like to stay under the radar, and that's wonderful. But we're going to tell the story, but not who the story's about. Okay. The person whose home you sold last week, synchronicity. Okay. Explain what synchronicity is first for those of you who don't know what synchronicity is.
We believe that that's when things happen at the same time between 2 people that they weren't even discussing it, talking about it, whatever. It just was a thought or something that happened to both of them simultaneously.
Yeah. Sometimes coincidences are mistaken for synchronicity is mistaken for coincidence.
Yes.
So last week on the show, we showed a picture of a house of your listing and the yard. Okay. We showed a picture of the yard, and I said, guys, what does that make you think of? I think you said family or
I said family.
And I just said, man, that's Easter Sunday. That's hiding Easter eggs. I see some azaleas in the background. That is Easter Sunday in South Georgia. Yep. And people in the north, if you want to move to a warm climate, pause here now. Damn Yankee. You know the difference between a Yankee and a damn Yankee? No. A Yankee is somebody from the north. A damn Yankee is somebody who moves to the south from the north. Okay.
Right. Well, you better be glad he did.
I love him. He's my favorite Yankee. Now, synchronicity would have it.
So yeah, go ahead.
Well, as synchronicity would have it, you tell the story.
Well, no, you can tell it.
I want you to tell it because what did your
I was presenting the offers to my client the other night, and she was like, I just got to tell you something. She said, I don't always get to watch your show, but I knew you were probably going to be putting the house up there. So I turned it on to see what you're going to say and everything. And she said, and before I did, I went to the house. She was very emotionally attached because it was her. She grew up there. She moved there when she was younger. She got married there. It was very sentimental for her to have to sell it. She's kept it for over a year and just couldn't make herself put it out there. So we did. And she says, I just want you to know that I've been looking for the right person. I just wanted it to be the right person. And she said, I went over there, looked in the backyard, and my thought was, I have to sell this. Maybe I won't cry. I have to sell this. And my little girl hunted Easter eggs right there. And my family, like, we would hide them everywhere, and I can just see her running around and getting Easter eggs. And she said, and Billy said on the show what I thought I had. And she said, this is going to be right for me. We found the right buyer. We found the right person. She said, I wanted a family to enjoy this house, and I feel great about the two people that want it. And we ultimately chose the most money, which is what you do. No other decision came into play. But it happened to be somebody with kids and everything, and she's just over the moon about it.
So to recap, before our show last Wednesday, the seller of your listing was at the house, looking out the back window, having memories of Easter Sunday, hunting Easter eggs. I did not talk to her.
Nope.
But somehow through the ether, through synchronicity, I had that same thought a few minutes later on the show. And the proof is right here. If you go back, you can go to youtube.com.
Well, I mean, she told me the story. So, I mean, it was just a pretty crazy moment, and both of us were excited. It was my first listen, my first contract, and she was giving her house to somebody that she was excited to actually live there. So it was good for everybody.
Today's show is Winning Together, and this is a real estate show. So let's talk about some real estate. Smith. The home of the week. Look at that thing. Oh, wow.
Booyah, it's there.
Look at that. They're getting fancy.
Yeah,
getting
fancy.
All right. So what do we have here?
Okay. I chose this house because the one that's just under contract, I won't say sold because it is under contract. This is in the same neighborhood, Touchstone Woods, which seems to be a real hot neighborhood. It is 2,033 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. It does have a utility building outside. The master bedroom is handicap accessible, which is very important. It does need a little TLC, but that's okay. We can do that too. I can help you with all of those things, but it's 169.9 in the same neighborhood. It's on 0.78 acres. So if you want to see this house, let me know.
Yep. Cue up that phone number across the bottom, Smith. It's available. I have it ready. It's okay. We can do it later.
912-214-8212.
Okay. Now, okay. So here's the deal. We talk. This is a vodcast, a video cast. We're also in podcast form. You can catch us really soon on Apple iTunes. Smith's taking care of that.
Okay.
Now, there are a lot of other cool podcasts out there, such as Connected Through Cars, which is a very that thing is growing leaps and bounds by people all over the country, and they have tons of Canadian followers. I can't believe we don't have our Canadian fans on here today. I'm sure at some point we will get the Canadian fans. Podcast, Paul, do you know any more podcasts? Paul put me on the spot. Okay. Every day you can catch a show right here live at 11.
Wow. Write this one down, Smith. Miss Billy was caught off guard.
I'm like, who does he want me to put 5 stars by that one?
I sure didn't know. I was like, okay.
every single day you can catch a live show right here. I would appreciate you being on Monday's show. That's the Monday Morning Money Show. We've had some tremendous guests on here, guests that know a lot about money, some experts. I think that Russ Story's coming back really soon. He's the expert. I want to talk about
He's been doing good on his little shows too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you can catch Russ Story. Just search in the search bar, Russ Story or Story Wealth Management. He's got a lot of great information. And I want to get him back on here to talk about just how horribly I have done personally investing my money, my speculative money, versus what he's done amazingly well for me. So there's a shout out to Russ Story and Story Wealth Management. Tuesday's a sales show. Now, we've had some superstars on here lately, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. We got some tremendous guests coming up. Tomorrow's a dealer school on Thursday where we actually get you some specialized people on here that know a lot about running dealerships. And, of course, Paul wants you to know about the hottest show on the internet, Feel Good Friday, every Friday at 11 a.m. Now, Smith, can you pull that house back up really quick? I want to
Sure.
Yeah, before we move on. Okay. That's a nice looking house. Now, that is in the Tustin Woods neighborhood.
It is.
Very
208 Circle Drive.
Very safe neighborhood.
Yes.
Now it shares some of the same qualities as the other house.
It does.
Pretty big yard, a lot of greenery. Click to the next. I'm gonna see if we can find synchronicity again.
Okay.
Click on. There's a nice ceiling. Was that a ceiling hugger wall fan there?
Ceiling hugger.
Okay,
wall
right there.
fan.
There you go. Now.
Wow.
Ceiling
hugger wall fan. There we go.
I'm a podcaster. I'm not the real estate agent.
I know.
But this room right here with the fireplace, the ceiling fan.
Getting some brand new floors in there. So
excuse
that.
That's okay.
Right there.
Brand new floors. What type of floors are going into this house?
I'm pretty sure that's a laminate floor.
Laminate floor, but it looks like wood flooring. Mm-hmm. Beautiful flooring. Okay. Now, personally, what I would do with this house, not the same thing that a lot of people would do.
Okay.
I would, of course, I would do the flooring,
okay.
But I would get you to pick out some paint colors. I would paint the entire home. Okay. And I would mow the grass, get some greenery going out there, take some cooler pictures, get some curb appeal, and I would flip that house.
Okay.
I would buy that house. I'd make an offer below what's, the listing price, because that's what I do. Okay. And then if they took it, I would.
Would you like us to get that contract underway, sir?
Well, let's go look at it. I definitely want to walk. I want to walk the house. So,
okay.
So I want to walk the house, and then I'm going to make an offer on the house.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give it some curb appeal, get you to design it, stage it, and I'm going to flip the house and make $20,000.
Okay.
That's what I'll do with the house. Now, but
all right.
What do you think about when you see that is that a pretty big, what size is that living room?
Pretty big living room.
Okay. What do you guys think about anybody? Joey Arvison, what do you think about? Joey Arvison is watching all the way from Kentucky, and Candace Smith is also watching. Thank you, Candace, for being a loyal fan of the show. Hello from Kentucky. Joey, what do you think about when you see that living room and fireplace? What do you think about?
I love a fireplace. So I think about sitting around it on the, I like to sit on the floor in front of our fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think about. Family day and movie day in front of the fireplace.
I think about when all of our kids were small enough, and we had a big room in a house that looks similar to that. We had a huge fireplace, and I think about all the kids on
their pallets,
in the floor. If you have children and you're thinking about a house, you need to think about buying this house, because you'll never regret building pallets in the living room floor,
watching Shrek and Elf,
and watching Shrek the Third. You just won't regret it. So maybe we can find some synchronicity to that somewhere. Look at there. Pull up Joy's comment.
All right. I think about opening Christmas presents.
Yeah.
What do you think about Smith when you see that living room?
Did
you have a fireplace growing up as a child?
Not until a couple of years ago.
Yep.
I didn't until the house he was talking about.
I guarantee you our kids will always remember.
They absolutely will.
Now, I'll tell you a funny story. We had a friend come over one night about 9:00, and he had lost his four-wheeler in the woods. And he walked through the woods, and he stumbled upon our house. I'm not saying that he was intoxicated.
I'm not saying, but there's a really good chance.
But I know that he was adamant about me going with him to go find his 4-wheeler. I'm like, but I'm not going.
And he would not go because we were in the middle of the family movie night. And he's like, no, I'll help you tomorrow, but I'm not going right now.
I'm not going. You're not.
I thought they were going to fight in the living room, but
I'm not leaving this place. This is my palace. I got my family around me. I'm in like the perfect situation.
And they were all there too. It was all 4 of them.
Yep. We did a lot of jujitsu in the floor as well. Right.
Yeah. I had to live with jujitsu mats in the living room for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's something.
That's how big it was.
It was. We had a really big living room. We rented that house.
Yes,
it was a big old house, and we rented that house. And now we're renting houses to other people. So winning together. Let's talk about that real quick. If someone's watching and you're in a relationship and you're struggling financially, that happens, right? That's normal. It's normal. Not saying it's good, not saying it's right, but it's normal. Can you struggle? Can you be in a situation where your income's smaller than it needs to be? You don't have much excess income. More, your bills are about as much as your income is. Can you get out of that? And
yes.
How do you do it?
Yes, you can.
I know this is, the whole show on this, but what's something? Give someone some advice who's struggling, who is financially strapped, and it seems like they got more bills at the end of their paycheck than they do reserves.
Number one thing I'd say, I posted about it yesterday. Stop complaining about it. Do something about it. Change it. I have people all the time say, "Man, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that." You have the same opportunity as everybody. It's just what you're willing to do. Yeah. And there's days where we've had many times in the last 11 years that we had to decide where our money went.
Right.
It didn't just, it wasn't something that we,
that's not for you. That's for me.
Okay. I was trying to, sorry, got distracted.
It happens.
Got distracted. People say, I'd like to do this. I'd like to do that. I wish I was skinny. I wish I was this. I wish I was that. And I always say, then do something about it. Don't say, I wish I was this like you. Why are you not? Answer that question. Get out of your own way. And you get so many people you talked about yesterday that you were forced out of
you can leave that up there.
The job that you were in, that you had to make a move. But don't wait to have to make a move. You can make a move and you can change it. You just have to be willing to do that.
Paul, I don't know what the title of this segment needs to be, but I feel like we need April's word of advice or whatever, because as I'm sitting here thinking about this, what she just said is very important. Stop complaining. So if you're having money problems, you need to acknowledge it. It's a problem, right? Yeah. And then Joey has his
and
advice.
It happens. I mean, it happens.
Joey has his advice here: make more money, solve budget problem. That sounds like something I would say, right? Okay, but people hear that all the time. They've heard me say it over and over and over. And what April just said is equally as important, and those things need to be out there too. Stop complaining about it. Because that's a human tendency, is to blame the person you're closest to when you start having problems.
Absolutely.
And to complain about your problems.
Yep. And if you have, not always, but if you have money problems, you probably complain about your money all the time. If you have health problems, you probably complain about your health all the time. Not always. I'm not saying some things you cannot help some things. I understand that.
And it can be taken away from all of us at any time. So we're not, this is not from a position of arrogance. This is from a position of we've been broke before.
I just told the lady that I sold the house to, she was sold the house for, sorry. She was a single mom. And we were talking about the things that we're grateful for and that kind of thing. And my most thing that I'm grateful for is something that most people wouldn't think. And I was a single mom making $400 a week with 2 little boys. And it was hard. It was real hard. You go through the drive-through and feed them when you don't eat sometimes. It was real hard, but I knew that's not where I wanted my life to be. And my most favorite thing of not being broke, I'm not saying we are wealthy there's a lot of people way, way wealthier than we are, but my favorite thing is to be able to go to the grocery store buy anything without having to have a calculator in front of me to make sure I have enough money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's a big deal. And I understand that a lot of people are there, but you don't have to be.
Yeah.
Somebody told you had to be, but you don't have to be.
And again, wonderful points. I don't want to miss the point. The first thing you said is just simply stop complaining about it. I think that's big. Your word of advice, my word of advice via April today is stop complaining about it. And then there's so much more you can unpack there. You knew that isn't where you wanted to be. You made some decisions. You made some sacrifice. You fed your children rather than feeding yourself. What did Joey say?
And realize that you're on a team. That the person you're with is your biggest fan and you are theirs.
Definitely should be.
Now that's big. That fits right into the show. Welcome to the show, Joey. That fits right in. Read it again, Smith.
And realize that you're on a team. That the person you're with is your biggest fan and you are theirs.
And because you feel bad or you have negative thoughts when you're around them, do not attach that to your teammate. Do not attach negative thoughts to your teammate. They're on your side. They're your biggest fan. Now,
if they're not,
well, and if they're not, of course, you may be hitched to the wrong horse, right? But if you got the right horse, right. And you can screw it up if you're not careful. So if you are a fan of your spouse, let them, or of your partner, let them know. You got to let them know that you're a fan of your partner. Yes. So you got to let them know. You got to be, the bigger the cheerleader, the better, for sure. You can't be a cheerleader all the time, but you can make sure that you let them know that you're on their side. That's being a teammate. Half of being a teammate is just letting them know that you are their teammate.
And what we've gotten much better about is the next day, don't let what you thought about yesterday ruin the next one. I mean, get over it, get through it, and
she's on a roll. Hey, get over it. I love it. I love
it's not easy. No, it's definitely not easy, but it's important.
It's very important. Get over it, and boom. Nothing more to say. Get over it. This is where I think we're supposed to switch into another part of the show.
Here we go.
What are we going to do now, Smith? Pay attention. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. He said, she said. Oh, my God. Now, last week, Paul just about caused the fight. Now, Paul, just remember, don't cause any fights. What's today's topic? Do we have any topics today?
Our first topic today is your favorite cheat food.
Okay, so at least we do know what's coming. Okay. Favorite cheat food. Now, should I tell you what hers is?
That's funny because we probably know.
Does she want to tell me, or does I want to tell?
You can tell, but I'll probably know.
All right. What do you think my favorite cheat food is?
It's hilarious to me, but I think your cheat food is, and then I'm an enabler, is a frozen tube of cookie dough.
Is it really? Yes. Hey. So, and it fits right into Paul. Paul, it fits right into
He loves to cut frozen cookie dough and eat it. I mean, I don't know. His children do too. We don't understand it. But it's their obsession.
Chloe will come in.
How did that start?
When my mama used to make, or maybe it was my dad. It was my mom or dad, 40 years ago when they would make cookies. It was, what I think it was my dad. He would eat
a raw one.
The raw cookie dough and make it and give me one of the raw ones, and I just always did it.
It is delicious.
I passed it right along.
I don't get it
to my children. But Chloe will come in with all kind of great food on the table, walk by that food, grab the cookie dough.
But now she is our junk food, fried chicken, French fry girl. She don't eat a lot of. She doesn't have a large diet.
Hey, that's true. But now, thank goodness, she is into weights and fitness.
Yes.
And can you believe that Chloe is going to be competing in Olympic lifting, doing clean and jerks and snatches for representing the school on the Olympic lifting team?
I mean, I actually can.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably see her more like she really is, and I see her like
I definitely see her more like she really is.
I see her like a little baby playing with Barbie dolls and things like that.
Yeah, and she'll be 15. Yeah,
she'll be 15.
Mm-hmm.
I have wonderful news for you.
The boys had a little bit straighter line to follow than her.
What's your good news?
He don't want that.
Based on what you were just saying, because this is something I discovered. They actually sell it at Walmart now. I can pull up. And there are multiple versions of this, but you can go straight to Walmart, go into the dairy section, I believe, and you can get gourmet edible cookie dough, and it is delicious. Just like
I might eat it. I'd probably eat it.
He's a snob.
But I promise you,
he's a cookie dough snob because I actually bought the wrong brand one time, and that don't work
oh
either.
my goodness.
Yep. Okay, which fits right in. Okay, now let me finish your cheat food.
I don't know if you'll get it right or not, but
I definitely. Well, I mean, you may just have too many, but
I may have too many.
But
because I try not to eat this.
If I had when you were feeling weak and I had placed some cheesecake in the refrigerator, you would definitely cheat on your diet.
That's true.
What was you thinking?
I am a potato chip lover.
Yeah.
You know that too. I don't let myself eat them all that much, but I love potato chips.
Now, Smith, what is the second question on He Said, She Said?
Next is favorite non-alcoholic drink.
Favorite non-alcoholic?
What?
Favorite non-alcoholic. Okay. So
this is easy.
Yeah, very easy for you. It's sweet tea.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say that for you. I don't drink sweet tea anymore. I mean, I do love it.
What? Okay. See there? Jahari window. That's a perfect. You know what, Smith? We got to get the Jahari window.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
In the background right there. See the 4 squares?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jahari window. It is your favorite
It is
non-alcoholic drink. He didn't say to you drink it all the time.
I did it for a long, long time.
When you went through McDonald's and you fed the kids, you got you a 99-cent extra large sweet tea.
I used to drink 3 or 4 of those a day.
Mm-hmm. You did.
About 4 years ago, I decided not to. But
you got tired of being a chunky monkey, so you should push back on the sweet tea.
Well, you're still drinking it. Here we go.
Okay. All right. So mine's sweet tea as well.
Yes. I feel like that. I mean, I don't know. Well, you like Coke pretty good.
No, I do like Coke, but nothing like sweet tea. I mean, look, if
you like pizza and Coke. Okay, I should say that.
That's
if you
true.
have a piece of pizza, you want Coke.
What's for lunch?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Sweet tea. That's an easy one. Now I do Paul, do you drink sweet tea?
Heck yeah.
Okay. All right. I've never met anybody that drank sweet tea that said, "Ooh, I don't like that."
I knew a guy one time that said it was the most disgusting thing, that it tastes like orange to him. And I've never had that. Like, I've never even had that feeling, that anything. And
where's this guy from?
Really? From Hazelhurst.
Really?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Hazelhurst and speaking of South Georgia, wonderful place to bring your family and buy real estate. If you're coming from Florida or if you're coming from the north, we have lots of farms. We have lots of. All right, y'all got to stop putting the comments up there.
Stop looking.
Stop. He said,
All right,
looking.
I'm gonna show shame the producers right
I
here.
heard you were show shaming in there earlier. So
I'm gonna show shame the producers right here and say you can't. That's a bad practice to put the comments up there while we're talking, because you're. Number one, we're trying to talk to the audience, and what you're saying when you put their comments up there is whatever Billy's saying right now doesn't matter. So,
okay.
or April, and
Okay.
back to where I was.
You done that.
I know. If you live in Florida, you want to get away from all the population. If you live in Atlanta, Charlotte, anywhere up north, you want to get away from the population to a warm climate. Ask for April and think about buying some farmland or buying a home in the South. If you live in Hazelhurst, Georgia, if you live in Telfair County, if you live in Ware County, if you live in Coffee County, if you live in Irwin County, Ben Hill County, if you live in South Georgia and you want to sell your home and you want to get the most for your home, maybe even as much as $30,000 over listing value, ask for April. Now, Smith, apparently we have a very good comment up there. Let's go to the comments.
Joey Arvidsson said, I love this segment. I have laughed out loud in this dealership a couple times.
Yeah. Hey, Joey, have them watch the show with you. Tell them what you're watching, and then please have them subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Billy W. Merritt. Search for Billy W. Merritt. Smith has some amazing clips on there. Our content is just absolutely phenomenal on YouTube.com. Have you seen our YouTube channel?
Yes.
It's amazing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Not only did we have Winning Together on there, we have all of our other shows. Next question. He said, she said.
Favorite alcoholic drink?
All right. I know this, and this actually ties into number one, Paul. So I'm gonna talk about myself for a minute before I get her. I'm gonna get myself first.
Okay.
Those craft beer that I bring back from Florida when I go down there, I'll put them in the refrigerator. If I catch a show, because a lot of times I work right up to 9 or 10 when you guys are working. I'm checking on things, looking at different things behind you. But if I catch a good show like Ozark or something like that, might be one of the questions. But if I catch a good show that I'm really into, I'll have a few of those craft beer. And when it's time to go to bed, the old chocolate chip cookie dough will start calling my name. And in the morning,
the chocolate chip cookie dough, the peanut butter. Yeah.
So,
and he likes to cut the cookie dough on the kitchen counter.
In the morning when she comes out, there will be just like a dead cookie dough, just all chopped up.
Yeah.
The knife still there on the table with the cookie dough stuck to it.
Infuriating, actually, but
peanut butter.
He's laughing about it.
Peanut butter still in the spoon where I just been in the peanut butter.
His magic fairy cleans that up too.
I have a couple of those.
No, you have one.
Oh, I thought we had a magic fairy.
You have one.
So now, do not come around April with some vodka and lime. I'm just gonna say it like that. She would never drink it. But if she got started, she might drink the whole bottle.
Well, I don't drink it much.
Vodka and lime.
But if I had to choose a liquor drink, that's what it is.
Now, how do you feel about mimosas on the porch at the patio in Fernandina Beach?
I feel pretty good about them. Salty Pelican's not a bad place for them either. So.
I was hoping he was going to bring that up. Salty Pelican's definitely better, no doubt about it. But yeah, the mimosas. Unfortunately, sometimes though, the mimosas can lead to craft beer, and then a flight of craft beer.
Okay, we're going to move from this topic because Mama might be watching.
Hey, Janice. Love you, Mimi.
Okay.
Next
is... you didn't even talk about he's got a new favorite called John Boat, and you can't, he can't even deal with it. He likes it so good.
That was the craft beer I was talking about. But when we go to Fernandina,
he can't buy it here, so he stocks it up for 3 days.
He's been talking about we're going for months. When we go, we got
to go to Atlanta this weekend, or we?
Unfortunately, we're going to have to find another pilot. Because because I turned my phone down where I wouldn't get distracted. I better call pilot number 2 because he's having truck problems. Our pilot drives the truck for 5 days for Walmart, and then he flies us, or he's available for 5 days. And we were going to Atlanta to watch some baseball, and he's going to fly us up there and fly us home. But now we got to find option 2, or we're going to have to drive like peasants.
Don't say that. I'm sorry for comments that he makes like that. Anyway.
True, he said, she said moment.
Yes. Yes.
So, John Boat, Paul, I was going to bring you one 2 times in a row, and I was going to take you.
But he couldn't because there was too much Ozark on.
Those things, I just can't. I can't even.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm going to do it. We're going to do the show in Fernandina. We're going to do it. You up and got the COVID and was out for 3 weeks.
I almost got the COVID.
All
right, here we go.
What's next?
Next up is your favorite month and why.
Okay, my favorite month. 3 reasons. July is my favorite month. My birthday's in July. Trevor's birthday's in July. And we normally take a vacation in July. So July is my favorite month.
What she said.
Well, that was easy.
Yep. See, I know when to dial it back in, right?
You can dial it back in.
One or two of those provocative statements that I do on purpose. Then I had to dial it back in.
Yeah, that was a serious one. But
yeah, so no, probably my favorite month is
I know the answer to this, and it's not July.
It's May.
No.
What are you thinking? What's my favorite month?
You love Thanksgiving.
I do love Thanksgiving, but you can. But I love the sunshine. So I love May. My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. Okay. My favorite holiday, and I do love staying up all night. Sometimes having a John boat or two and cooking and barbecuing and doing the turkey and things like that. But in May, I love going to the beach, the island, getting on boats. You know, and that's Case's birthday is in May, and we always have. You know, we're usually somewhere around the beach and get to celebrate that at the restaurants and things like that. So that's fun too. Yep. What's next, Miss Smith?
Grilled, baked, or fried?
So, steaks grilled.
Yes, of course.
Chicken baked.
You are gonna say fried.
That stuff that you just cooked.
Oh, okay.
That's the best chicken I've ever had.
Okay. Oh, well, all right.
See there? And what is that called?
You call it birds of paradise because your grandmother called it that. I've never called it that, but that's what you call it.
It's chicken breast, split, stuffed. What do you stuff it with?
You wanted to be real clean and not a lot of fat in this. So I split chicken breast open and I make a mixture of cream of mushroom, and I do lots of spices in it, garlic, onion powder, all kind of things. And I stuffed it with mushrooms, peppers, and then coated it on the top. And you did think it was quite good.
It was good. It was very good. Now, obviously, I eat more healthy than you. You just admitted that. You just said you wanted it because you were going to fix it with a bunch of unhealthy things.
Okay, let's I don't eat cookie dough at midnight. I don't eat peanut butter at midnight. I don't eat after I eat dinner ever. I never snack. I don't have milk with chocolate syrup in it with my cookie dough, and I drink water instead of sweet tea throughout the day. So yes, you're right though. You're right. You definitely are healthier than me.
Now see, you just turned.
Oh! I forgot about when you were going to where were you going, Macon, and you had a 4-pack of Reese cups and a sausage biscuit for breakfast. I don't eat breakfast either, by the way. Okay, keep going.
So one day when I traveled, I stopped by Burger King and ordered 2 sausage biscuits. They only gave me one. So I had to stop in Broxton on my way out.
One sausage biscuit wasn't cutting it.
And I did get a 4-pack of Reese cup because it was the same price as a 2-pack. Okay.
Did you eat all 4?
I did.
Because you could have saved it for later.
And it was hot in the car. It was going to melt.
Okay.
So
it's freezing.
The chocolate milk was the healthiest. By the way, chocolate milk, there's research that says chocolate milk is very good for you.
There's sugar in chocolate milk that you say don't have. So.
I only did it one time.
Okay.
Only did it one time.
That's not true.
Now, earlier in this conversation, you were admitting.
See, let me tell you something about him. That Jahari window you were going to put up back there. He likes to bring up things, and he thinks he's going to turn it on me that it's negative. And then I said, "You don't want to talk about it anymore." Nope.
I want to talk about what you were talking about. Okay. You were talking about how I insisted on having that healthy meal because that's the way I eat. I eat clean. I said, you said we're going to play the clip again.
I'm curious. Did you eat the baked chicken that I made for you and the steak stir fry that I made for me and Trevor? Or did you just eat the chicken?
If you recall,
you ate both. But
you said earlier that you, referring to me, that I wanted clean chicken breast with mushrooms and peppers and baked chicken. Let's talk about what else was in there. It was very good.
If we go to Cow Chippers today, are you going to eat grilled nuggets or are you going to eat fried ones?
Today's Wednesday, and I prefer.
The answer is fried ones.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the next?
Moving right along.
Okay. Baked chicken, grilled steak.
I mean, I'm not going to tell a story. You can say baked, grilled, or fried. I need to say baked and grilled, but I mean, who doesn't like French fries and fried chicken? I mean, I don't let myself have it every day, but let's face it is good.
I mean, if you say so. But anyway, you got grilled steaks, baked chicken.
Okay, you can't. I would never bake or fry a steak. So, I mean,
I like my steaks grilled,
okay, go ahead.
my chicken baked,
Yeah. Mhm.
or grilled.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, never fried.
And the only thing fried that I'm,
The only thing fried. Do tell.
catfish.
Okay, and you don't like the fried shrimp at Salty Pelican every time you go?
Paul says we got to move to the next subject.
Just saying. So he doesn't really realize what he eats. He really doesn't.
Okay, but before we vlog, just because I thought this was a funny,
Okay.
quick thing on all these topics, I had no idea these were coming. Synchronicity would have it. Yesterday, the one topic I wrote down was cheat day.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. And obviously, April thinks I cheat on my food a lot.
You do.
Baby, I am one of the most strict, dedicated people you know. When it comes to, I wake up in the morning, sometimes I don't eat till 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Oh my word.
That's called intermittent fasting, and you combine that with the very stringent and strict paleo slash
were those tater tots good yesterday with your jalapeno burger?
okay, now if you really look into what
That's
paleo is,
paleo. Paleo is not tater tots.
it is hunting and gathering, right?
So you gathering them tater tots.
You know, there is a time when the Native Americans
See,
would come into an area and find potatoes.
precise case that he will make anything twisted to his benefit.
True or false?
Anything.
True or false? 9 days out of 10, I do not eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say that,
All right.
but
All right.
but paleo and no fried and all that stuff is not correct.
Okay. All right.
You do fast until 12:1 That's true.
All right. So all right. So back. Let's turn to a serious topic here. If you want to be more healthy, where's Colby, Pat? And I really need some help right now.
Right.
Colby would not be proud right now. Colby would not be proud. He would say, "Really, this is what you actually do?"
Colby was very proud. of
He
the
was
fact
proud. Yeah.
that I was skipping breakfast.
Mhm.
So okay, let's turn it to a serious topic. We want to help somebody win together. Okay.
Okay.
We want to help somebody win together.
Okay.
If you're struggling with your diet, like I sometimes struggle, let's start small.
Okay.
Find one thing you can give up.
Okay.
For me, it was breakfast.
Okay.
So I gave up breakfast, and sometimes I'm able to give up, we'll call it dinner, the late night snack. Sometimes I fail, right? But I make a decision. See, here's something you don't know about me. Sometimes when I'm sitting there, and you've seen me, are you going to eat this? I'll say no, and that's me talking to myself. I'm like, no, damn it, I'm not going to do it tonight, and I will go to bed without eating. So start where you can, give up something easy, and then maybe a habit will develop from it.
Okay.
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 What are these guys? What are the producers laughing at back here?
They're laughing at you. That you say one thing, and I mean your diet is a struggle for you
I
sometimes.
just really like to
but
see
that's
Billy
okay.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's it's just really
But
fun.
food is hard. Food is very hard.
Food is hard.
I mean, I love to eat. I love to eat everything. I'm a carb lover, and I have to work on that.
And I love to eat. Like I have a lot of ghrelin in my body. Ghrelin is a chemical in your body that makes you hungry. And like the problem I have with your cooking, I have a problem with your cooking.
I know you wish I wouldn't cook, but Trevor doesn't wish that.
She cooks really well, and she cooks a lot of it. And she cooked me the birds of paradise, and then she cooked some steak
Which still
stir
wasn't
fry.
bad.
She cooked some steak stir fry with brown gravy, the chicken with white gravy. And if I'd have just had one, I'd have been fine. I'd have ate my 500 calories and moved right along. But no, she's going to cook twice. And I ate both of them and ate 2,000 calories. because I had it just good.
So ultimately, it's my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault. I said I had,
Well, I love to cook. That's kind of my that's my thing. I love to cook. I love for people to come eat. I that's where I'm happy is in the kitchen. I don't really like to clean up, but I like the cooking part.
All right. So I want to talk about my choice topic today. Okay. And this is very important to me. We've had some fun on this show but we do want to help you meet your goals. I say you need to write your goals down every day. I've been slacking on that. Paul, he's been writing his down, I think now. Are you still on the roll, Paul? Yeah. Awesome. So Paul's still writing down his goals. Are you writing your goals down?
I do not do well with that. I'm not going to tell a
That's
story.
fine. We're going to do better, right? So I wrote mine down today. I have some goals that short term, long term, or medium term, and I think it's very important for you to write your goals down. Listen to me, guys. Do not make the mistake of being rational when you write your goals down. Just write down what you want and start moving towards that. Take action to move towards that. And then, from today's show, I want to remind you that April said, stop complaining about your problems. Okay. You got to acknowledge your problem, but don't complain about them. It's not going to make it any better. So if you have a problem, don't complain about it. Rather, get out a piece of paper, write your goals down. That's a much more positive thing. Will get your mind thinking in the right direction. So that's my choice topic of the day. Don't complain about your situation and write your goals down. If I become 20 pounds overweight because of my poor eating habits, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to write down my ideal health. I'm going to take actions moving towards it. Okay. So I think that's some of the positive points that we brought out on today's show. Can you think of anything today that we brought out that we need to remind somebody of, a positive point?
The best one I think we talked about today was make sure your spouse knows how you feel about them. Maybe they don't know. Maybe you've forgotten to show them that. And every single day, every action that we take, we're responsible for.
Man, this is my favorite show ever. So don't complain about where you're at and let your partner know. Say it again.
Let your partner know how you feel about them. And sometimes we go days without saying the things that we should say because you get caught up and everything. But then you notice that we start having not as good a days. Mm-hmm. You have to make an effort to put into your relationship what you want to get out.
So let them know you're on their. Let them know
you're on their side.
That you're on their side. Let them know you support them. That's very important because not saying it now is just as bad as not acknowledging not acknowledging something that you appreciate that you're thankful for is just as bad as being ungrateful or unthankful. It really is. Because how are you going to know? How are you going to know that they're on your side if you don't let them know? Right. Yep. So support your spouse, support your partner, and don't complain about your personal situation. Write your goals down. And if there's one piece of advice that I have for you that will change your life, I'm just kidding. The only thing that can change your life is you. But if you want some good information and you want to help out a friend, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to Billy W. Merritt. There's a lot of information out there. There's some people that's looking at us, and it may give us a big boost. They can do some big things with us on a big scale, but we just need a few more YouTube subscribers. So I appreciate you guys watching today. And I want to end with this, if it's okay with you. Okay. Now, it's very important to keep it light. So, don't get too serious. And, in sales, if you can keep it light, you're much more likely to get that sale. In a relationship, if you can keep it light. So I'm going to sing to you to close the show.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, okay. You're not.
But now, true or false? This is a good one to end on. True or false? I sing to you on a regular basis.
That is true. And they know it because you accidentally were singing when you called them one time.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys for watching Winning Together. We're going to wrap it up. Tomorrow's show is the Digi Ninja Dealer School, Dealer Academy. You don't want to miss it. It's something you definitely want to be a part of. If you're anywhere in a dealership, from the receptionist to the mechanic, to the detailer, to the lot porter, finance manager, general manager, salesperson. I'm the salesman's advocate. We're going to have some great news for you tomorrow on